Hey, my name is Russell Pena, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 keys to closing a deal in your next sale. Make sure to stay to the end of this video because at the very end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my #1 secret on closing the deal. Thanks. What's up, everybody? My name is Russell Pena, and in this video, I want to talk about closing the deal. And what I mean by that is when you get to the point where you're ready to make the sale, what do you say? What do you do? And I know for a lot of people, this can get really, really awkward. In fact, years ago, I used to go door-to-door sales, and I built several different businesses going door-to-door sales, 100% cold, no appointment, didn't know the person I was about to meet. In fact, I didn't even know what they looked like. But I would go to a website called Info USA. It's changed the name since, but it would allow me to find the business owner, the type of business, how many employees, et cetera, et cetera. So by the time that I would actually go and show up at the given business, I would know at least the business owner's first name, or I would at least, that's what I would call them by their first name. And I would do that so I could walk in and it'd be more casual and it wouldn't feel so weird, as even though it was really weird as it was. So I'd show up and I would do a presentation right there on the spot. And my goal was to close the sale on the spot. So within 20 minutes of walking in 100% cold, I had to walk out with a check. And in that case, some paperwork filled out so that I would make the sale. I would close the deal. And so I know this is a uncomfortable and awkward conversation for a lot of people because we're not always sure how to do it, when to do it, what we're supposed to say. And I think the reason it gets that way for a lot of people, one is because there's maybe a lack of experience. Number two, something that you've got to just train on a regular basis. But more importantly, you've really got to believe in what it is that you sell. If you don't believe in what you sell, how can somebody else believe in what you sell? Making a sale is really just a transfer of your belief. You believe it first. As they say, you're the first sale that you make. It's to yourself. And then later you sell somebody else, right? You transfer that belief onto somebody else. And so closing the deal is really awkward for a lot of people because they think they've got to memorize some kind of a amazing, wait till they blink their eyes, go for the jugular type of sales script that's going to magically close somebody every single time. And that's not true. That's actually really awkward. Yes, there are some frameworks that you can follow. There are frameworks that you should follow. But when it comes to closing the deal, it's really about being honest. It's about really asking yourself, can I really help this person? Is what I offer really going to benefit this person? If you can honestly say that to yourself, if your prospect believes that and they can see that, it becomes blatantly obvious, then closing the deal is really, really easy because you become the only logical choice in this process for them to say yes to, and everything else disappears. So when it comes to closing the deal in any kind of presentation, it doesn't have to be complicated. The good news is it actually can feel good. And the even better news is when you know how to do it right, the person that you are looking to serve, and that ought to be the key, the core feeling, desire, outcome, should want to buy from you and actually ask you to sign up. Hey, Russ, what's the next step? What do I do next? They should be wanting to come to you. So in copywriting, I'm a copywriter. I'm a direct response copywriter, in fact. Oftentimes what we'll say is how to become the hunted instead of the hunter. Oftentimes when you're in a sales prospecting mode, you're hunting, right? You're looking for the sale. But instead, if you can learn to position yourself in a way that people are hunting you, they're coming after you. Hey, how do I sign up for whatever it is you're offering? How do I buy the services that you're selling? That's the position that you ultimately want to strive for, so that closing the deal becomes very, very simple. It becomes very easy. It's non-adversarial. You're not having to make these really awkward type presentations. Now, I understand there are some people that are more aggressive when it comes to selling. They'll teach them really, back and forth ping pong type, almost debating with people. But it feels super insincere. It feels super awkward, and it doesn't have to be. Yesterday I was looking to buy some traffic for a funnel that I had built for myself. I built it within a couple of hours, and I was looking to buy some traffic. And I had a nice young lady that I was in the middle of a conversation, actually over a couple of days, and it was crazy because multiple times I was like, "Hey, I'm ready to go. What's the next step?" I was giving buying signals, right? I'm a buyer. I buy stuff when it makes sense, of course, but I buy stuff on a regular basis. I hire people all the time. I buy different services to run our business. And I was giving her buying signals. I was saying, hey, I'm ready to go. At one point, I even said to her, hey, take my money. I literally wrote that. And I put a smiley face. I was being cool with her, but I was like, let's go. I'm ready to go. And one of the 2 things that I noticed in her sales process, by the way, I didn't ultimately buy from her. I ended up doing it myself because every time I kept saying, hey, I'm ready, she just would not close this deal. So a couple things I noticed from her. One, she gave me a bunch of hoops to jump through that caused some friction in her sales process. She was making it difficult for me to buy from her. Hey, check out this tutorial. Look at this blog post. This will show you how to do this. And I'm like, I'm willing to give you the money so that you can do it, because what I lack right now is time. I don't have the time with my clients and my own projects and my other businesses. We're in my photography studio right now. I don't have the time to do this. I'd like to give you money and hire you to do things so that you can do that for me. And it wasn't kind of sinking in. It's really nice lady, really cool. Nothing about her personally, but she needs to learn, obviously, some of those sales skills on knowing how and when to close the deal, because I was making it as obvious as you possibly could. I literally said, or I wrote to her, take my money. I'm like saying, I'm ready to go. So not knowing, number one would be not knowing when to close the deal, and when people are giving you buying signals, when it's time to just shut up, stop talking, and take the money and sign the paperwork and close the deal. Number two, don't give your prospects a ton of hoops to jump through, which causes friction in the sales process. Now you're making it difficult for them to buy from you. They're wanting to buy from you, but you're making it difficult. People buy on emotion first and then justify it with logic second. That means that they are thinking to themselves and becoming literally physiologically emotional right before they buy from you. And they're excited because they're thinking to themselves, and your service or your product is going to solve their problem. In fact, when they give you money, in their mind, they're thinking, problem solved. I'm done. I'm ready to go. I'm good to go. But when you start to throw out different things that cause friction in the sales process, homework for them to do, things that are just stopping the sale, now the emotion starts to go down and the logic starts to go up. Now they start to think to themselves and start to go, well, maybe this isn't the right person, or maybe I shouldn't do X, Y, and Z with them. And maybe this is not even the right thing that I should be selling. And they say that a confused mind does nothing or doesn't buy. And it's so true. And the reason why they're confused is because they're in their head and not in their heart. And so when it comes to selling and closing any kind of deal, the goal is to obviously, number one, make sure that you believe that what you sell actually can give the person a result and actually can serve them. Number two, you want to transfer that belief to your prospect. Number three, you want to make sure that the process is frictionless. You want to make it easy for people to buy from you. And number four, make sure that you are keeping your finger on the pulse of what that person is saying. In other words, listen. The best, in that way that you can close a deal because they've given you buying signals, they're ready to go. The best kind of presentations, I think, or interactions or sales processes is when you have a doctor-patient relationship, meaning you act like a doctor does. Imagine if you were going into a doctor's office and the moment you walked in, they said, sure, you just need 12 milligrams of this and 12 shots, and we're going to put a brace on your leg. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just walked in here and you're already prescribing me all these things. You don't even know what's wrong with me yet. And that's the problem, is a lot of times in a sales presentation, especially for brand new folks, it's, hey, I learned this pitch. I'm just going to spit it out. I'm going to vomit it all over this person. And that ought to do it because this presentation works for all the people on stage at my company, and it ought to work for me too. But that's not the case. When you go to a doctor's office, what do? Instead, they say, well, hey, where does it hurt? How long has it been hurting? Can you show me where it hurts? What have you tried so far? So when you're asking questions like that, you're pulling out information from your prospect to learn, what is it that you need? Do I even have the solution for what you need? And can I genuinely help you? And once you've figured that out, then you prescribe what you can do for them and let them say, hey, is this going to be a fit for what you need? Is it in the time frame? Is it within, when it comes to price, it's a whole nother video. I'll definitely do some stuff on that, because I'm not a big fan on massively lowering your price. I think that you devalue yourself when you do that. But a lot of people will do that to close the deal. They'll say, well, okay, you're not ready to buy right now. Well, I'll cut my price in half. Dumb. That's not the right thing to do. But that aside, the doctor is going to draw out from you by questions, a series of questions, sincere questions to know, how can I genuinely find out what's ailing you, what's hurting you, what's bothering you. And then if I think that I can prescribe the right thing, I will prescribe it. And so I just want to encourage you that when you're in your sales process, you're looking to close a deal, ask yourself, number one, do I genuinely care about this person? Number two, do I know that I can help them? And you would only know that by asking a series of questions that would draw out from them answers to know if you can genuinely help them. And number three, when they're ready to buy, close your mouth, smile, and get the paperwork out and help them, because you cannot serve them if you don't know how to close the deal with them. Closing the deal really is just starting the relationship, isn't it? So you want to make sure that you have that confidence. And in the end of the day, I'll give you the final secret here. The final secret is that we are transferring confidence that we can actually help somebody. That's it. People are buying your confidence. You must have 100% confidence that what you can sell and do for that person will actually help them. They are buying your confidence. They're listening to your voice. If they're face to face, they're looking into your eyes. They're looking at your body posture. They're going, is this person genuinely confident that they can help me? And if that's the case, then they will buy from you. So I hope this video has been valuable for you. If so, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you've got questions about what I've said on this video or any other video. And I would definitely love to get your feedback. I'm happy to make more content like this. That's the goal, is do more and more content like this to answer questions that I get or scenarios that I'm in on a daily basis. Just document the journey that I'm in. And if you want to join me on that journey with any questions that you've got, again, be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.